SCOOB, the third theatrical film in the Scooby-Doo franchise. Now, when it comes to Scooby-Doo, my history has been, let's just put it. Now, Scooby-Doo didn't really reach the high levels for me. And unlike other cartoons like Looney Tunes, Tom and Jerry, and Peanuts, where I actually can enjoy, Scooby-Doo, on the other hand, is kind of a long story. While I do agree that it's a great cartoon, it's just one of those cartoons that I don't watch often. And will occasionally, and for me, I will occasionally watch Scooby-Doo when it does come on TV, but for the most part, just not a cartoon that can grasp my interest. Not because the formula of the series, but maybe because I don't know. Maybe because it's just one of those cartoons that I didn't really grow up with. So, but I still have a lot of respect for the series. And the franchise itself. So, anyone remember that Scooby-Doo hit theaters back in 2012? Back in 2002? Yeah, I've seen the 2002 movie, and yeah, not good. I mean, I wouldn't go as far as to say it's the worst live-action movie based off a cartoon, but it's still not a good movie. And then there's Scooby-Doo 2, which I have not seen. However, in 2020, Warner Brothers released a fully animated Scooby-Doo movie entitled SCOOB. So, SCOOB is supposed to be a more an original story for how Scooby-Doo met Shaggy. And originally, this film was supposed to release in theaters, before the pandemic hit, and of course, Warner Brothers ended up dumping SCOOB into streaming. Although it did well in streaming, it kind of sucks that we couldn't see Scooby-Doo's new fully theatrical film in the big screen. That's because SCOOB was one of those films that were really affected by the whole pandemic back in 2020. However, recently today, after school, I recorded the movie and watched it. Well, I've recorded the movie a long time ago. So, and finally got around to seeing it. So, I think let's take a look at the plot of the film. The plot of this film involves Scooby-Doo and Shaggy teaming up with Blue Falcon, these guys and Dino Mutt, who apparently tries to stop Dick Dastardly from who tries to stop Dick Dastardly's evil plan to unleash Cerberus. Meanwhile, the mystery gang, the mystery gang is searching for Shaggy Scooby-Doo after Scooby and Shaggy believe that they're just screw-ups. Okay, let's get one thing out of the way. This film was originally supposed to be a Scooby-Doo original story. Well, that really doesn't happen here. Sure, I will admit, the first minutes do have a backstory of how Scooby met Shaggy, and I will admit, and how they met the mystery gang, and I will admit, those parts were really enjoyable. But also, the opening theme is well done and catchy. Unfortunately, that's the whole relief before the storm. And while I wouldn't say Scoob is a storm, what happens in the movie really isn't that anything good. Let's probably get to the biggest criticism of this film. This isn't Scooby-Doo, but the film mostly focused on Blue Falcon, disguised in Mino Mutt, and trying to stop Dick Dastardly. Except, what does this all have to do with Scooby-Doo? I mean, sure, Scooby-Doo realizes that he's important for the mission, since this whole mission involves him. But again, this was supposed to be an original Scooby or alternate Scooby-Doo movie, and all of a sudden we need Blue Falcon involved. I mean, yeah, Blue Falcon was a part of Shaggy's childhood, but come on, this is a Scooby-Doo movie. Give the 2002 this that at least it was actually focused on the whole mystery stick. Well, this film, well, it does have the mystery sticks, but again, they're just paved over for just Blue Falcon and a mission, Blue Falcon's mission, except Scooby-Doo and Shaggy are teaming along. In fact, Scooby-Doo and Shaggy don't really need to be here. I mean, just take them out and the film still be the same. Also, let's talk about another criticism the film has gotten: the voice acting. Now, for the most part, the voice acting isn't technically that good. I mean, don't get me wrong. Jason Isaac as Dick Dastardly is really great, as well as Frank Welker returned to Scooby-Doo. And yeah, I am glad that one of the main characters is having their voice reprised. Something I can't say for the mystery gang itself, because instead of just getting the original voice actors for the mystery gang, we get celebrities. These, like, you wanna know what's worse? Frank Welker is voicing Scooby-Doo, but doesn't voice Fred, which is really upsetting because he and Scoob share a voice actor. Instead, he's voiced by Zac Efron. Of all people, Zac Efron. Really, Warner Brothers? Despite the fact that they decide, yeah, but it's just one of those animated films. Yeah, but it's one of those cartoon reboots where instead of having the original cast involved, we get celebrities voicing the characters who sound nothing alike. However, there is one standout though, and that's not good. Shaggy's voice. Jesus, Shaggy's voice is annoying here. Will Forte just sounds awful here. Sounds awful, Shaggy here. He tries to sound similar to Shaggy, but it just comes across as annoying. Yeah. Also, speaking of the mystery gang, let's talk about them. I honestly get the feeling that most of the characters here, their characterization has been kind of botched down. Now, instead of the smart, clever characters we know and love from the original, from the franchise, but we get there. I mean, they still have those personalities, but they're also pretty annoying here, especially when they're trying to have some jokes in there, and it just doesn't work. Like they're told that they're finding out about Dick Dasher, where Velma, Daphne, and Fred were finding about what happened, what Dick Dastardly is doing. However, at one point that he ends up stealing Netflix with his mom's credit card, and then all of a sudden they get mad. Also, is Netflix supposed to exist in the Scooby-Doo franchise? Yep, they're just throwing product placement in there. Yeah, what the example where the young Shaggy said that they found the biggest Walmart. Oh boy, no, they're just throwing product placement in there. Also, let's talk I will admit, the bond between Scooby and Shaggy was cute at the beginning, and like I said, the backstory, it does a good job of introducing at how the two met. But unfortunately, there's this whole pointless scene where Scooby-Doo finds out he's important for this mission, But then and when he's getting this costume, apparently the costume he can't fully be in the costume because of the collar Shaq gave to him when he was a puppy. I mean, Shaggy gave him the nod to take it off. But when Scooby-Doo's about to head off with Blue Falcon, Shaggy ends up snapping, saying that he should have, he should have taken off that collar. Bro, you let Scooby take off the collar. How Scooby even acknowledges that? And yet Shaggy didn't know he was actually gonna do this. Yeah, we just get a shoehorn moment with Shaggy and Scooby, which is just pointless, utterly pointless. And then later on, Shaggy just learns that people change, which again, this whole view was kind of pointless. In fact, this whole thing shouldn't even be here, since this is supposed to be like an original Scooby-Doo film, and yet Scoob hardly has any focus here. I mean, sure, he does. Of course, there's at least he has. I mean, don't get me wrong, he has some focus in here, but for most of the film, it's just focused on Blue Falcon. Again, it's just. I get the fact that this film was trying to set up some Hanna-Barbera universe, but remember what happened with The Mummy back in 2017? Where a lot of critics are slamming the film because it focused way too much on trying to build the Dark Universe franchise instead of being its own movie. I honestly feel like SCOOB fell into the same trap, where it tried to shoehorn some random Hanna-Barbera characters just to set up some Hanna-Barbera universe. Like, for example, you got Dick Dastardly from Wacky Racers, even though he was great here. D Skies, then the freaking Captain Caveman in here. What? Oh my god. Oh yeah, there's also this. Oh yeah, and speaking of Blue Falcon, I want to talk about him. Blue Falcon is annoying here. And especially and consider that he's the main character of the movie. That's actually stretching it. That God, I actually don't mind Dynamite groaning every time he does something dumb, because he's just annoying here. And he's supposed to be like a hero, but he acts more like a freaking coward throughout the entire film than actually being a hero. God, I'm sorry, but I just don't like Blue Falcon in this movie. His portrayal here is just no. Now, that's for the end. Then, at the end, it was nice, where Shaggy decides to sacrifice himself to save SCOOB. That was a pretty emotional moment there. Unfortunately, Shaggy is all of a sudden just brought back to life, making that whole sacrificing kind of pointless. So, yeah. Well, even though I'm saying a lot of negative stuff about SCOOB, I can't really call this a bad movie. Why? It's because at least it was trying to be like Scooby-Doo. Like, it has the mystery elements, and plus the animation here is really amazing. Amazing. Again, Scooby-Doo is definitely a giant step up from the live-action versions, because I prefer these animated versions way better. But aside from the positives I have with the film, like the animation, Frank Welker returns to Scooby-Doo, and it does have some faithfulness to the source material, SCOOB just shoehorns a bunch of Hanna-Barbera characters, steals the focus from the main character itself, and the recasting of the Mystery Gang does not fare the film any better. If you're a fan of Scooby-Doo, you'll probably get something out of this movie, but if you want a Scooby-Doo film that actually is trying to be like Scooby-Doo, you're better off watching the 2002 movie. Just don't stick with SCOOB. Even though the 2002 movie is bad, at least it's trying to be like SCOOB. Oh boy. Anyways, if I ever get this movie, I'm gonna give this movie. I'm gonna give this movie a 4 out of 10. I mean, it's not the worst Warner Animation movie, Warner Animation Group movie I've seen, but again, it was just disappointing. Pointing. And consider that this is one of the biggest one of the movies to get affected by the pandemic, and the fact that I have nothing much to say. Again, SCOOB isn't a bad movie, but just I suggest go watch the original show. You'll get more enjoyment from there than here. Anyways, guys, that's it for my review on SCOOB. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Adios.